Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well. I wanted to do another update video because this past week has been insane. But I wanted to start with kind of a neurological update. My hemiplegic attacks have still been pretty consistent and haven't really gone down as much as I would like them to. My vestibular attacks have been really bad, like one after another, like every day. It's been really frustrating because some of the medications that I need to treat this and to prevent them from happening haven't been approved. Because I had blood work a week ago, not this past Monday, but Monday before then, because my ammonia levels have been up, and I can't start the specific the Depacon treatment until we know that my ammonia levels have come down to a safe range to start those infusions. So I called them and they said that they had a problem with the specimen with my blood work, which is frustrating because they should have called me like a couple days ago if they had issues. So I'm supposed to get a call today. It's about 2:40 p.m. Still haven't gotten a call. So I'm going to call them Monday if they don't call me later today, because they close at 4. So that's frustrating because I need this so we can get my attacks under control. But if lab is screwing up my blood work, then I can't start treatment and it's just a mess. So anyway, that's kind of neurological update. I'm also starting physical therapy, vestibular therapy in the next week. So I'm going to try to keep you guys updated with how that goes. I'll see if they let me film in there. I highly doubt it, because a lot of people with those type of companies won't, because you're paying for that type of treatment, and then that would be like broadcasting and all that. So anyway, I'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. Nevertheless, I will try to keep you guys updated with like these type of update vlogs and things like that to let you know how that treatment is going, even if I can't show you the therapy itself. Pelvic wise and all that has been really bad. Starting Monday, I started throwing up a lot and my pain was really bad and meds weren't cutting it, and I started having like pain in my right side of my back that I never had before. I did have one instance in the hospital where I had issues and I had like a bulging disc in my L4, L5, so they said that wouldn't be related. My doctor thought maybe I was having like some kidney issues that wasn't showing up on any scans. So I don't know. They just said to keep an eye on it. And then Monday it hit really bad. And continued into Tuesday. I wasn't able to get to sleep until about 4:30 in the morning. It was awful. So I called my doctor to ask them what I should do. And they said, you know, there's nothing we can do from here. You should probably go to the ER. So I did. That ER trip was awful. Like, so I went to the ER and they would only do blood work and urine test. They would not do any scans, which made me frustrated because I was like, I'm having extreme pelvic pain. I'm having very bad right-sided lower back pain and vomiting that will not stop. And the only thing you're going to do is blood tests, and even when the blood test came back normal, you're not going to... Anyway, that irked me. So they were like, well, we're going to try ketamine to bring your pain down. That was the worst experience I have ever had in a long time. And the nurse, like, I asked her, you know, like, what are the side effects? And she was really vague with it. And so she took it into my IV, and instead of pushing it slow, she slammed the plunger. I told her I was nervous. She slammed the plunger and said, "Have fun." Those were her exact words, "Have fun," and walked out. And that was like the last lucid memory I have, because the rest, my mom was there, and she told me I started like hallucinating, that someone was like trying to smother me with a pillow, and I couldn't breathe, and I was only talking in like one-word sentences, and I was freaking out, and I couldn't see, like, and I would like see things, but then all I would see was white, even when like I would look at my mom. And so I hardcore panicked. And so when I finally came to, I was like shaking and sobbing, and my mom was holding me, and it was awful. So anyway, I don't mean to say that to scare anyone away from doing ketamine. If your doctor thinks it's a good idea, you should definitely ask more questions before starting it. And I don't, like I said, I don't mean to scare you off. Now, I do ketamine suppositories, which is like a low dosage, and that really does help. But IV ketamine was too much for me, personally. And I'm not trying to give you any medical advice. This was just my personal experience. So anyway, my pain did come down once I came to, but I am never, ever doing that again, because it was like being in a waking nightmare. I don't know if you've ever like come out of a nightmare and like you're still sobbing and crying and like shaking because it still feels real. Like, you know, it's not real anymore, but you're still going through all the emotions. Like, that's what I was going through, and it was awful. And the doctor came in and he was like, "So how are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, my pain's down," but that was awful experience. And basically he said, you know, "We don't know what else to do for you. Follow up with your pain management doctor and your OBGYN. We think maybe your endos come back, and that could be playing a part, but we can't, you know, see on scans," which I understand. You can't see endo on scans. But I also have adhesion-related disorder and have had kidney stones in the past and things like that. So for a doctor to not do scans and things like that, especially when I'm having to pay out of pocket for going to, you know, an ER, that just made me frustrated. Anyways, so I called my chronic pain management doctor, and they weren't really sure what to do, and so I had called my OBGYN and endometriosis specialist in Georgia, Dr. Sonervo. By the way, little side note, if any of you guys are struggling with endometriosis, their clinic is amazing. Their staff is super sweet and compassionate, and they work with you to treat the source of the problem and not just try to mask it. So Dr. Kenny Sonervo with the Center for Endometriosis, like, all of them are amazing. The only nurse I've ever had an issue with is just like one of them, and I mean, you're never gonna find perfect staff, you know. But yeah, like, side note, if you're dealing with endometriosis, adenomyosis, uterine fibroids, all that, he deals with all that. Definitely go check them out if you're near Atlanta. I mean, I'm in South Carolina, but I still drive to them because they are that good. Anyway, that was a side note. So I called them, and they listened to all my symptoms, and then they had a nurse on call give me a call back, and she wants me to go in for, Dr. Snerva wants me to come in for an exam and ultrasound before determining what to do going forward. Now, one of the things they did mention was that surgery, another surgery, might have to be an option, which I'm not completely, like, I'm nervous. I guess not nervous is on 3 words. I'm just exhausted, and I've gone through, this would be my 9th surgery for this specific thing with endo. But I also, if something's wrong, I want it to be dealt with. So I'm cautious and not super thrilled that that would be an option, but I also want to make sure that I do what's right for my body and be able to treat it. So anyway, that is an option that they are considering, is surgery, but they want to make sure to do tests and all that before going forward, which is smart and something the ER doctor should have done, but didn't. Anyway, so I'll be going to them on March the 3rd to see what they want to do going forward. I'm nervous a little bit just because I'm scared that they will say, we don't know what else to do for you, and send me home with no answers. That's just, I guess, what I'm the most scared of, is being left with no answers and not knowing what to do. Because when I have a game plan and a strategy of what to do, I'm calm and I'm like, okay, we know what we're going to do, we're okay. But when I don't have a game plan or anything like that, I panic a little bit, and I start to worry. I'm like, okay, then what do I do? You know, all that. But so that's March 3rd, and I'm trying to hold out till then. There was another doctor that, with endometriosis, Center for Endometriosis, that said that they could see me, but Dr. Snervo has done, I think 5 of my surgeries with this, and he's been with me for several years. He's never given up on me and all that, and I trust his expertise. So as much as I hate waiting, I'd rather wait for someone who I know is going to do something, or I guess who has experience, who I've trusted, and who's been with me through my whole journey and everything like that. So I'm waiting those 2 weeks out till March 3rd. I'm a little apprehensive with that because my pain has been really bad, to the point where yesterday I could not get out of bed, like hardly at all. I couldn't stand or walk. I was throwing up. It was bad. But on a positive note, I was contacted by a friend of mine who had another lady contact me. She's a certified nursing assistant, and she said she would be willing to help me with my situation. So we're going to be talking with her coming up, and that makes me really hopeful that I'll have a little bit of extra help here, and I won't be burdening my parents as much. So that's something we're looking into. with the surgery coming up, and even with the appointment, this hospital is, like the surgery for endometriosis, because it's out of state, our insurance does not cover it 100%, and the tests can be very expensive, and the surgeries are very expensive. And as you already know, I'm not able to work because of my medical conditions currently. I'm still waiting on disability approval and all that. So I usually don't ask for help. I don't like doing that. But I'm going to be listing my Gofundme link in the description below. And it's also linked with my YouTube channel. I also I'm with a group called Hands to Hearts on Facebook. Hands, the number 2, hearts. And I sell like paintings, candles, things like that if you want to do something like that to be able to help out with this fundraiser for my surgery, possible surgery, and tests and all that is coming up. That's a way if you'd like to help out. You don't have to, but I know that is going to be a need coming up very shortly, so I wanted to list that. Also for my nursing assistant that will be coming in and helping me. She's really sweet. She asked, whatever I can afford, that's totally fine, and she's willing to work with me. So that's also going to be another need coming up shortly. That's why I'm listing the GoFundMe link and talking about my Hands to Hearts group if you would like to help, or if you are able to help. If you aren't, that is totally fine. I totally understand it. Praying and being there for emotional support can be so much more of a help and encouragement, because in the end, God is in control of everything, and He owns a cattle on 1,000 hills, and He will provide for me. I know that because He's already provided for me in the past through people, through the GoFundMe, through anything. Like, just, I know He's going to be in control. So if the only thing you can do is pray or, leave a comment encouraging wise, that means so much. And I know it doesn't feel like much from the person, but to me, that is a huge encouragement. Seriously. So thank you. That's kind of what's going on right now. I want to do a video surrounding Ollie. I know I've talked about this before with everything that's going on. I haven't been able to do that, but I'd really like, especially with this training going so well, I want to do an update video with Ollie, what he does for me specifically. So I'm planning on doing that in the next 2 weeks. That's my plan. I cannot promise because my health is up and down. But anyway, I hope that you all are doing well and that you stay chronically strong. Love you guys. Bye.